Welcome to 5-Minute Bedtime Stories, brought to you by TaleBot, your child's AI storyteller. Want to create a bedtime story for your child? Visit talebotai.com/create. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the story.
Mackenzie's magnificent science journey, exploring the wonders of the universe. A special bedtime story for Mackenzie. Once upon a time, in a cozy little town called Blossomville, there lived a curious and bright young girl named Mackenzie. Mackenzie loved to ask questions about everything she saw and touched, and she always had a sparkle in her eyes whenever she heard the word science. It was no surprise that Mackenzie's favorite book was the Everything Kids Science Experiments book, Boil Ice, Float Water, Measure Gravity Challenge the World Around You, by the brilliant scientist, Tom Robinson. Every night, as Mackenzie snuggled under her soft, fuzzy blanket, she would dream about the amazing things she could discover and explore with science. And one night, as the stars twinkled outside her window, she had the most incredible dream of all. In her dream, Mackenzie found herself in a magical laboratory filled with bubbling test tubes, colorful potions, and mysterious gadgets. Standing beside her was a friendly scientist named Professor Albert, who had a long, white beard and glasses perched on his nose. "Welcome, Mackenzie," the professor exclaimed. "I've been waiting for you. Are you ready for a scientific adventure of a lifetime?" Mackenzie's eyes widened with excitement as she nodded eagerly. The professor led her to a large, shiny spaceship that was waiting just for them. They hopped on board, and before they knew it, they were soaring through the stars, leaving Earth far behind. Their first stop was a distant planet called Sparklestein, where everything shimmered and glowed. The air was filled with the scent of wildflowers, and the ground sparkled like diamonds. Mackenzie and Professor Albert explored the planet, using their scientific knowledge to analyze the colorful rocks and discover the secret behind Sparklestein's magical glow. Next, they traveled to a planet called Bubbletopia, where the sky was filled with floating soap bubbles. Mackenzie giggled with delight as she chased after the bubbles, her hands reaching out to pop them. With the help of Professor Albert's scientific tricks, they learned how to create giant bubbles that could float for hours and never pop. Their journey took them even further, to a planet called Gravityville, where everything seemed to defy the laws of gravity. Mackenzie and Professor Albert found themselves walking on walls and ceilings, and even floating in midair. It was a topsy-turvy adventure that taught them all about the mysterious forces of gravity. As their spaceship soared through the universe, Mackenzie and Professor Albert encountered many more fascinating worlds. They discovered a planet filled with talking animals, where they learned how to communicate with different species through science. They visited a planet of colorful potions, where they mixed and matched different ingredients to create magical elixirs. They even traveled to a planet made entirely of candy, where they learned how temperature affects the state of matter. Throughout their journey, Mackenzie's love for science grew stronger and stronger. She realized that science was not just about studying textbooks or doing experiments in a lab. Science was an incredible adventure that took her to places beyond her wildest dreams, where she could explore, discover, and learn something new every day. After what felt like a lifetime of exploration, Mackenzie and Professor Albert returned to Blossomville, their hearts filled with joy and their minds bursting with knowledge. Mackenzie couldn't wait to share all of her incredible scientific discoveries with her friends and family. From that day forward, Mackenzie's passion for science continued to burn brightly. She became known as the town's little scientist, always ready to answer questions, conduct experiments, and inspire others to explore the wonders of the universe. And as Mackenzie drifted off to sleep each night, she knew that her dreams would always be filled with scientific adventures, where she could soar among the stars and unlock the secrets of the world around her. The end.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with TaleBot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.